The universe is never silent. Every thought you generate, every emotion you feel, and even the silence you hold in your heart is a broadcast, a signal sent out into the unseen field of existence. This field, call it the universe, source, or consciousness, responds not to the words you speak, but to the vibration you carry. When you realize this, life no longer feels random. It feels like dialogue. It feels like a conversation where your inner world is mirrored back through the outer circumstances you encounter. Imagine for a moment that you are holding a radio transmitter in your hand. Whatever frequency you set, that's the station you tune into. If you dial into static, you'll hear noise. If you dial into clarity, you'll hear music. Your mind is that transmitter. Thoughts are the signals. Emotions are the amplifiers. Together, they create the channel through which the universe communicates with you. This is where awareness becomes the first true step. Without noticing what you are broadcasting, you remain unconscious of the reality you're shaping. Most people wander through life without ever realizing they are constantly sending signals. They complain of lack and frustration, not seeing that the signal of complaint draws more lack, more frustration. But once awareness is turned on, the game changes. You begin to see the connection between your inner vibration and the responses the universe provides. Think about the times when you felt genuinely grateful. Those moments when appreciation filled your body and a deep sense of peace washed over you. Soon after, didn't small opportunities, synchronicities, or pleasant surprises appear? That wasn't coincidence. It was resonance. Gratitude is one of the highest frequencies you can send, and the universe mirrors it with experiences that match. The same applies in the opposite direction. When you've sat in fear, doubt, or resentment for too long, the outer world reflects situations that reinforce those vibrations. So here lies the first lesson. To speak and be heard by the universe, you must recognize the language it listens to. Frequency. Words may carry intention, but it is the energy behind those words that does the real talking. You can affirm, "I am abundant," 100 times a day, but if deep down you feel desperate or unworthy, the vibration you emit is lack, not abundance. The universe hears the vibration, not the vocabulary. This is where science and spirituality meet. Quantum physics shows us that matter is not as solid as it seems. Particles blink in and out of existence, influenced by observation itself. What appears chaotic is in fact energy, always in motion, always vibrating. And your thoughts are part of that vibrational dance. You are not a passive observer. You are a participant, a co-creator in an intelligent, responsive system. Begin to observe your own signals. When you wake up in the morning, what is the first dominant feeling you carry? Hopeful or anxious? Empowered or defeated? These states are not just moods, they are broadcasts. The more often you tune into a certain state, the more that frequency becomes your dominant one, and the universe responds accordingly. The invitation here is not to force yourself into constant positivity, but to practice awareness and recalibration. Notice when you drift into low vibration, fear, doubt, heaviness, and gently choose a different signal. Gratitude, kindness, mindfulness, creativity, or even something as simple as a walk in nature can lift your field. Each choice is like adjusting the dial of your inner transmitter. Consistency is key. The universe is not listening to your occasional declarations, but to your ongoing tone. Just as a song is defined not by one note, but by the melody, your reality is shaped not by fleeting wishes, but by the frequency you carry most of the time. You cannot fake your vibration, but you can shift it, and with practice, you can hold it steady. And now, consider this. What if instead of drifting unconsciously, you began to broadcast deliberately? What if you spoke the language of energy with intention and clarity? That's where the path leads next. Setting intentions is how you move from awareness into direction. If vibration is the music, then intention is the lyric. Together, they form the harmony the universe responds to. As you sit with this, take a moment to reflect. What are you broadcasting right now? If the universe mirrored it back instantly, would you welcome what appeared? If not, that's your signal to recalibrate. The beauty is that you have the power to shift at any moment. You are never stuck. Every new thought, every conscious choice is an opportunity to adjust the frequency you send into the cosmos. So remember, the universe is not ignoring you. It is always listening. The question is, what station have you been transmitting on? Awareness is your first tool, your opening key. With it, you begin to move from unconscious creation into conscious dialogue. And as this first part closes, let the idea settle. Vibration is the universe's native tongue. To be heard, you must learn to speak it fluently. In the next section, we'll explore how clear, emotionally charged intentions give structure to that vibration, turning random signals into precise invitations that the universe cannot ignore. If vibration is the music of the universe, then intention is the lyric that gives meaning to the song. You've already seen that energy speaks louder than words, but without direction, that energy can scatter like sunlight through a fog. Intention focuses the beam. It is the act of telling the universe not just that you want more, but precisely what you are ready to create. Think of your mind as a flashlight. When it's unfocused, the beam spreads wide, illuminating everything dimly. But when the lens tightens, that same light cuts like a laser. Intention is that narrowing. It is the focusing of energy into a specific shape so that the universe can respond with clarity instead of confusion. Too often, people say things like, "I want to be happy, I want love, I want more money." While these are natural desires, they are far too vague. Happiness to one person may mean peace and solitude. To another, it may mean excitement and adventure. If you send out a fuzzy request, you invite a fuzzy response. The universe always answers, but without definition, its answer will be blurred. A powerful intention carries three elements. The first is specificity. Replace "I want more money" with "I am receiving $10,000 each month from creative work that inspires me." Replace "I want love" with "I am now in a supportive relationship filled with respect and laughter." The more defined your desire, the easier it is for your subconscious and the universe to align with it. The second is present tense. Language shapes vibration, and when you speak in future tense, "I will have," you reinforce the sense of absence. Instead, affirm it as if it is happening now. "I am living in my dream home. I am thriving in a career I love." This signals not hope, but embodiment. The third is emotional alignment. Intention without feeling is a sketch without color. Ask yourself, how would I feel if this were already real? Then cultivate that state as often as possible. Let joy, gratitude, peace, or excitement flood your body. The more vividly you feel the outcome, the more magnetic your signal becomes. Here's a truth. An intention born from desperation carries the vibration of lack. But an intention born from alignment carries power. If you want wealth simply to prove your worth to others, the energy is rooted in insecurity. If you want wealth to experience freedom and contribute to causes you love, the energy is rooted in expansion. The universe senses the difference. Integrity matters. This is why your values must form the soil of your intentions. Ask yourself, why do I want this? Does it come from my truth or from fear? When aligned with your deeper values, intention becomes not just a request, but a declaration of identity. You are saying, "This is who I am becoming." Now consider the role of focus. Once you set an intention, you must tend to it like a seed. Water it daily with your attention. Visualization, journaling, scripting, or affirmations are not empty rituals. They are practices that keep your focus steady. The more consistently you hold your intention, the stronger its energetic blueprint becomes. But there's nuance here. Focus does not mean obsession. Obsession is gripping the soil, digging up the seed every day to see if it's sprouting. That suffocates growth. True focus is devotion, not desperation. You nurture the seed without demanding it grow on your timeline. This brings us to expectation versus intention. Expectation often hardens into rigidity. It must happen this way, by this time. That tightness lowers your vibration. Intention, by contrast, is firm yet flexible. It declares the direction, but allows the path to surprise you. Imagine planning a road trip. You know the destination, but you remain open to scenic detours and unexpected beauty along the way. Intentions are living energy. They evolve as you grow. What excited you 6 months ago may no longer resonate. That's not weakness. That's wisdom. Revisit your intentions regularly. Ask, does this still feel aligned? Is there a deeper truth emerging? By refining intentions, you ensure you're always creating from the most authentic version of yourself. And do not underestimate the power of environment. Your surroundings act as silent affirmations. A vision board on your wall, affirmations on your phone wallpaper, a playlist that lifts your spirit. All these remind your subconscious of where you are headed. They whisper to you daily, anchoring your intention in physical reality. Ultimately, intention is about turning desire into declaration. You are not begging the universe. You are stating, "This is what I choose. This is the reality I am ready for." It is an invitation to co-create, not a plea for rescue. Once spoken clearly, the universe begins to rearrange itself around your declaration. So pause and reflect. What intention feels most alive in you right now? Can you phrase it specifically, in the present tense, infused with the emotion of already having it? Can you align it with your deepest values so that it feels like truth, not wishful thinking? When you do this, your vibration becomes not just random noise, but a song with lyrics the universe can clearly hear. And when vibration and intention meet, the cosmos listens. As we move forward, we must add another layer to this foundation. Intention sets the blueprint, but without belief, the structure never rises. Belief is the fuel, the transmitter that determines how strong and consistent your signal really is. Next, we'll explore how belief anchors your intentions and makes them undeniable to the universe. You can set the clearest intentions, shape them with precision, and fill them with emotion. But if you don't believe they are possible, they fall flat. Belief is the fuel that drives intention into reality. It is the transmitter that determines whether the signal you send is strong and steady or weak and unstable. Think of belief as the foundation beneath a house. You can design a beautiful blueprint, but if the ground beneath is shaky, the structure won't hold. In the same way, intentions without belief remain abstract. They hover like unanchored balloons, unable to land. Belief ties them to your reality. Every perception you hold is filtered through what you believe. If you believe the world is unfriendly, you'll notice every slight, every rejection, every difficulty. If you believe opportunities are everywhere, your eyes open to chance meetings, unexpected offers, and moments of grace. Your beliefs act like a lens, tinting every experience you have. This isn't just psychology. The brain itself proves the point. The reticular activating system, the filter that decides what information reaches your awareness, prioritizes what matches your beliefs. If you adopt the belief that good things happen to me, your brain will scan for evidence to confirm it. If you believe life is against me, your brain will highlight every setback. This is how beliefs sculpt not only your perception, but also your vibration. And vibration is the language the universe hears. A shaky belief produces a shaky frequency, which in turn produces unstable results. A solid belief sends a clean, consistent signal. When you believe with certainty, the universe responds with matching certainty. Here's the overlooked truth. Belief is not something you wait for. It is something you choose. Most people think they must see evidence before they can believe. But manifestation works in reverse. Belief is the seed. Evidence is the fruit. Waiting for proof before you believe is like refusing to plant until you see the harvest. The most powerful manifestors are those who decide to believe in advance. They embody the energy of certainty long before the world reflects it. This is not delusion. This is alignment. They don't pretend reality is different. They live as if the outcome is inevitable. And soon enough, reality catches up. You don't need to shift every belief at once. Start small. Choose one belief today that supports your intention. Nurture it. Affirm it. Look for even the smallest pieces of evidence that it might be true. With repetition, belief grows stronger until it becomes your new normal. Of course, limiting beliefs often get in the way. These are the silent programs running in the background of your mind. I'm not good enough. Success is for others, not me. Love never lasts. If I try, I'll probably fail. They are not truths. They are stories inherited from childhood, culture, or past experiences. But like outdated software, they can be rewritten. Begin by listening to your inner dialogue. When you set an intention, what phrases pop up? Do you hear a quiet "but" afterward? I want abundance, but I don't deserve it. I want love, but people always leave me. That "but" is the limiting belief. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is it absolutely true? Where did it come from? Does it serve me? Then craft a new belief to replace it. For example, replace "I always fail" with "every step I take is progress." Replace "I don't deserve love" with "I am worthy of love and connection." At first, the new belief may feel hollow. That's because the emotional weight is still attached to the old story. This is where practice comes in. Pair the new belief with emotion. Gratitude, joy, hope. Over time, emotion bonds to the new thought, and it becomes your reality. Belief is not only about what you think, it is about who you decide to be. If your dream had already come true, what beliefs would that version of you hold? What would they think about themselves, about others, about life? Begin adopting those beliefs now. You are not lying to yourself. You are aligning with your future self. Without belief, intention is hollow. But when belief and intention unite, activation occurs. It's like flipping a switch. Suddenly, the blueprint you've drawn begins to take shape. The foundation is strong, the vibration is stable, and the universe responds with form and opportunity. So pause and examine your inner architecture. What beliefs are you carrying that support your intentions? Which ones contradict them? Remember, you don't need to dismantle all limiting beliefs in a single day. You only need to believe more in your chosen story than in your old one, moment by moment. Belief is not about forcing yourself to never doubt. Doubt may arise. It's human. Belief is about choosing faith more often than fear, certainty more often than hesitation. Each time you choose belief, you strengthen your broadcast. As we move forward, the next step becomes natural. You've learned that vibration is the music, intention is the lyric, and belief is the transmitter. Now it's time to take the signal and send it out clearly. The question is, how do you ask the universe in a way that it hears unmistakably? That is where we're headed next. Learning the art of asking with clarity and confidence. You've tuned into vibration, you've shaped your intentions, and you've chosen belief as the fuel that carries them forward. Now comes the step where many falter: asking. At first glance, it seems simple. You want something, so you ask for it. But most people ask in ways that confuse, weaken, or even cancel out their own requests. Asking the universe is not about begging or repeating the same words endlessly. It is about clarity, confidence, and energetic alignment. Picture yourself walking into a restaurant and saying to the waiter, "I'll have food." The waiter would look puzzled. "Food? What kind? A salad? A steak? Sweet or spicy?" The clearer you are, the quicker and more accurately you are served. The universe functions in much the same way. When you send vague requests, "I want to be happy. I need more money. I wish for love," you are handing the universe a foggy menu. It responds with equally foggy results. Clarity begins with honesty. Before you speak to the universe, speak to yourself. What do you truly want? Strip away the layers of expectation, comparison, and social approval. If no one were watching, what would you choose? If fear didn't stand in your way, what would you ask for? These questions strip desire down to its core, and that core desire carries the strongest signal. Once you've uncovered the real desire, shape it into a clear request. A powerful formula is this: what plus why plus feeling. Clear request. What do you want? Be as specific as possible. Instead of "I want a new job," declare, "I am now working in a creative, supportive environment where I'm paid abundantly to do what I love." Why do you want it? Tie it to values. For example, "I desire this job because it allows me to grow, serve others, and live in balance." How will it feel? Imagine you already have it. Feel the freedom, the relief, the joy. Infuse your request with that emotional vibration. This three-part clarity transforms a weak wish into a powerful declaration. The universe does not respond to words alone. It responds to the energy behind them. But there are traps to avoid. One is vagueness. Another is neediness. When you ask from desperation, "Please, I need this now," you send the vibration of lack, not abundance. Another trap is over-asking, repeating the same request out of anxiety. The universe heard you the first time. Repeating it nervously only broadcasts doubt. And finally, beware of conflicting requests. Asking for success one day, but fearing visibility the next. Mixed signals produce mixed results. The most effective way to ask is to state your request clearly, once, and then release it with trust. Imagine dropping a letter into the mailbox. Once it's gone, you don't keep opening the box to make sure it's still there. You trust it's on its way. That's how your request works too. Ask, release, and shift into expectation. Tools like visualization and affirmation help reinforce clarity. Visualization is not just daydreaming, it's mental rehearsal infused with emotion. When you see and feel your desired reality as if it already exists, you align your subconscious with that reality. Affirmations then act as anchors. I am open and ready to receive. Everything I've asked for is already unfolding. Use them not out of fear, but to stay grounded in the identity of someone whose request is already in motion. But asking is not passive. Action remains part of the equation. When you've asked for a new relationship, step into environments where connection is possible. If you've asked for career growth, polish your resume or start the project that's been on your heart. Inspired action tells the universe, I'm serious. I'm meeting you halfway. And then there are signs. Often the universe responds first with whispers before it delivers in full. You might overhear a conversation that sparks an idea, see repeating numbers, or feel a sudden intuitive nudge. These are not coincidences. They're confirmations. Acknowledge them. Thank them. They are evidence that your request is unfolding. So the art of asking is not about pleading or controlling. It is about declaring with clarity, aligning with the vibration of fulfillment, and then releasing control of how and when it arrives. You don't have to micromanage the universe. Your role is to be precise, to feel, to trust, and to remain open. Take a breath here and reflect. If you had one clear request to make right now, could you state it with precision, rooted in your values, and charged with emotion? Could you release it afterward, trusting that the universe has already begun its work? Asking with clarity turns your vibration and intention into a laser beam. The universe can no longer mistake your signal. It knows exactly what you're ready for. And when clarity meets belief, trust becomes the natural next step. Because after you've asked, the hardest part is often waiting. In the next section, we'll explore why letting go of the how and when is the true test, and how trusting the process allows the universe to deliver beyond what you imagined. You've asked with clarity, and your request is already moving through the unseen fabric of the universe. Now comes the part that feels the most difficult for many. Waiting. Not waiting passively, but waiting with trust. Trust is the invisible bridge between asking and receiving. It is the calm that allows your vibration to remain steady even when nothing seems to be happening. Consider the image of planting a seed. Once the seed is in the ground, you don't dig it up every morning to see if it's sprouting. You water it, you protect it, and you trust the soil and the sun to do their work. Manifestation follows the same principle. After you've sent your request, you must let it germinate. The growth is already happening, but it may be invisible until suddenly it breaks through the surface. The mind struggles with this stage. Doubt creeps in. When will it arrive? Why is it taking so long? What if it never comes? These questions don't serve you. They disrupt your vibration. The universe is not bound by your calendar. It responds to frequency, not urgency. When you micromanage the process, you block the flow. When you release it, you open space for alignment. This is where detachment becomes powerful. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you no longer hinge your happiness or self-worth on the outcome. You can say, I would love for this to happen, but I am whole and complete regardless. That sends a strong signal of confidence and worthiness. It tells the universe you are not begging, you are ready. Imagine holding water in a clenched fist. It spills through your fingers, escaping your grip. But open your hand, and the water rests effortlessly. That's the energy of trust. When you cling, you push your desire away. When you relax, you allow it to arrive. Of course, doubt still shows up. Trust doesn't mean you'll never feel fear. It means choosing faith more often than fear. When doubt arises, treat it as a passing cloud, not a permanent sky. Write it down, then counter it. "It's taking too long" can be reframed as "everything arrives in divine timing." "What if it doesn't happen?" can become "what if it happens better than I imagined?" These reframes shift your vibration back to alignment. Patience isn't about doing nothing. It's about listening for inspired action. Sometimes trust looks like rest. Other times, it looks like a small nudge to act. You may suddenly feel drawn to reach out to someone, apply for a position, or try a new path. These urges are not random. They are the universe's way of guiding the how. Follow them, even if they defy logic. Trust and intuition go hand in hand. Signs of progress often appear in subtle ways. Synchronicities, repeating numbers, chance encounters, or inner nudges that feel different from ordinary thoughts. These are confirmations that your desire is already on its way. Smile at them, acknowledge them, and let them reassure you that you are in flow. Creating a trust practice strengthens your inner stability. Begin each morning by affirming, "I trust the timing of the universe." Spend a few moments in silence, feeling held by something greater. End your day in gratitude, not only for what you already have, but for what is on its way. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from fear to faith. One of the deepest truths of manifestation is this: your desire is already real in the energetic realm. What delays it is not the universe's reluctance, but your resistance. And resistance often shows up as impatience, obsession, or trying to force outcomes. The more you release, the faster things flow. So pause here and breathe. You've asked clearly. The universe has heard. Your role now is to stay steady, to hold the vibration of trust long enough for the physical world to catch up. Remember, you are not being tested. You are being guided. And once you can hold this trust, you're ready for the next phase, receiving. Because asking and trusting prepare the ground, but the true harvest comes only when you are open enough to let in what you've requested. In the next section, we'll explore how to fully receive, to acknowledge manifestations with gratitude, and to integrate them into your identity so they become your new normal. Trust opens the door, but receiving is what lets the universe's response walk in. This is where many people unintentionally block their own manifestations. They ask, they visualize, they trust. And then when the opportunity or outcome appears, they don't recognize it, don't feel worthy of it, or resist it because it shows up in a form they didn't expect. Learning to receive is just as vital as learning to ask. Receiving is not about striving or chasing. It is the art of openness. Think of your energy as a container. If it is closed, tense, or guarded, nothing flows in. If it is open, relaxed, and welcoming, abundance can enter freely. Most of us are conditioned to believe we must always be doing, pushing, or achieving. But receiving is about being available, being present, being ready to notice the gifts that arrive. Why do so many struggle with receiving? Often, it comes down to belief. If you hold the deep-rooted story that you don't deserve love, wealth, or peace, you'll unconsciously reject it when it comes. Or you may expect it to appear in one particular way, missing the blessing because it wore a different disguise. The new job may not match your exact vision, but may open doors you couldn't have planned. The relationship might begin as a quiet companionship instead of fireworks. The money may come as a gift, forgiveness of debt, or an unexpected opportunity rather than a paycheck. Flexibility is part of receptivity. Another block is distraction. Manifestations don't always arrive with neon signs. They can be subtle, a shift in your mood, a fresh idea, a small coincidence, or a person crossing your path at the right moment. If your mind is constantly racing ahead, you'll miss them. Being present, grounded in the here and now, is what allows you to see the universe's responses. Gratitude is the gateway to more. Every time you say, "Thank you, I see this," you strengthen the channel. Gratitude is not just polite, it is vibrational. When you appreciate what you receive, you align with abundance, and abundance expands. A daily gratitude ritual, writing down even the smallest things, trains your mind to notice blessings. And what you notice multiplies. Celebration is another form of receiving. When something you've asked for arrives, pause and honor it. It doesn't have to be grand. A quiet moment of reflection, a journal entry, a conversation with a trusted friend. Celebration tells the universe, "I received this fully. I'm ready for more." It locks the new reality into your identity so it becomes normal, not fleeting. Integration is essential. When new manifestations appear, your old self may whisper, "This is too good to be true," or "Can I really handle this?" Integration means updating your self-image to match the new reality. If you manifest more income, manage it as someone who respects wealth. If you manifest love, show up with openness and communication. The universe gave you this gift because you are ready, so embody readiness. Receiving also means practicing non-resistance. Don't judge the package your desire comes in. Say to yourself, "I am open to receiving my desires in the best possible way, even if it looks different than I imagined." This mindset creates room for divine intelligence to exceed your expectations. And then there's resilience. Not every moment on the path feels smooth. Life will still bring challenges, delays, or setbacks. These are not failures. They are refinements. A delay may mean the universe is arranging something better or preparing you to fully hold what you've asked for. An obstacle may be a mirror, showing you where you still doubt or resist. Staying in alignment during setbacks is about recalibration, not perfection. When turbulence appears, return to presence. Ask yourself, what is true right now? Usually, the present moment is calmer than your mind's projections. Revisit your why, the deeper reason behind your intention. Use setbacks as mirrors. Shift from resistance to curiosity. What if this is redirecting me to something greater? Tools help you regain alignment. A quick visualization reboot, a gratitude list, movement to release stuck energy, or meditation to reconnect with your inner center. Surround yourself with supportive energy, people, environments, and practices that lift you up. And remember, resilience is elasticity. It's not about never falling. It's about rising stronger each time you do. If you've done everything and nothing seems to move, remember this. Often the darkest night comes before the dawn. The absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. You are not off path. Even detours are part of the journey. The universe responds not to what you hope for, but to who you are being. So embody the version of yourself who already lives the life you desire. Feel as they would feel. Think as they would think. Act as they would act. This is the final shift, from doing techniques to becoming the embodiment. You are no longer merely asking, you are living as the answer. That is the ultimate act of receiving. And so the journey circles back. You began by learning that vibration is the language of the universe. You learned to set intentions as blueprints, fuel them with belief, ask with clarity, trust the unseen process, and then receive with openness. Every step has led you here, to the realization that you are not separate from the universe at all. You are its voice, its vibration, its field of energy aware of itself. Now it's time to close with a reminder that everything you've practiced, awareness, intention, belief, asking, trust, receiving, and resilience, was never about chasing something outside of you. It was about becoming aligned with what you already are, a conscious co-creator. Let's bring it all together in a final reflection. As this journey reaches its end, pause and look back at the path. You've walked through the essential staircase of creation: vibration, intention, belief, clarity and asking, trust in the process, receiving openly, and staying resilient in the face of setbacks. Each step was not a technique to manipulate reality, but a reminder that you are reality shaping itself. You are not whispering to some distant cosmos, hoping it notices you. You are the cosmos speaking to itself. The same energy that spins galaxies courses through your thoughts, emotions, and choices. When you align them, you are not commanding the universe. You are harmonizing with it. The great transformation is not about learning new tricks. It's about becoming a new identity. Student becomes master. The seeker becomes the messenger. You no longer ask, "Does the universe hear me?" You realize every thought was heard, every emotion was felt, every action was mirrored. You were never unheard. You were always in dialogue. Embodiment is the key. Visualization, affirmations, and rituals are tools, but they only work when you step into the vibration of already being. Don't just say you are abundant. Manage your life like abundance is natural. Don't just affirm you are loved. Live as love embodied. Don't just hope for peace. Become peace in your daily presence. When you embody, separation dissolves. You no longer try to manifest. You simply live as the magnet of your reality. This is the shift from doing to being, from trying to coerce reality to effortlessly harmonizing with it. And as you do, the universe flows through you, shaping circumstances, drawing opportunities, weaving synchronicities that feel miraculous, but are, in truth, natural responses to your frequency. So carry this truth forward. The universe always responds to who you are being. When you align your vibration with clarity, belief, trust, and openness, reality cannot help but mirror that alignment. Hold the frequency long enough, and the physical world catches up. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not powerless. You are a spark of divine intelligence, encoded with purpose. Speak with your thoughts. Listen with your emotions. Act with your values. And watch as your world reshapes itself. This is your invitation, not just to practice, but to live. To walk as a conscious co-creator. To let every thought, every breath, every moment be part of a sacred conversation with the universe. And when doubt arises, remember, the universe is still listening. What will you say next?